The series begins with Tess exiting the delivery room, carrying a very large baby. This child is her son, whom she has just given birth to. She decides to name him Cody, and she appears visibly stressed and scared. Subsequently, we see Franz, Tess's husband, struggling with Cody as he tries to carry and play with him. His massive body and very large weight due to his size are challenging. As Cody grows older, he becomes even more massive. One day, his mother, Tess, walks in on him sitting by the window, watching other children his age playing together and having fun. Cody sits there sad because he is lone, has no friends. He is always at home and isolated from the world. His mother gives him comic book magazines to entertain himself. Every day, his father ends up patching the walls of the house because Cody, by merely leaning against a wall, damages it, creating holes and making it look ugly. Then Cody sits and watches television. He sees a television interview with Jay, the author of the superhero stories he reads. Jay says that the only thing that makes people feel secure is justice, and he talks about the stories he writes. Years pass and Cody grows up, becoming much larger than before. When he tries to look out the window, his mother warns him against being seen, telling him that the world is not yet ready to see someone like him. He asks her how she knows this when they have never tried to let him go out into the world and face people. She tells him it's a special insight particular to those who are Gemini, like her. At this, Cody becomes very upset and tells her that he is fed up with the confinement he has been in since birth. Then Cody sees a burger restaurant advertisement on television. He points it out to his mother, saying he wants to try it. Later, as he is leaving the room, his father tries to help him because he is stuck and can't get out. The walls then break due to Cody's massive size. After this, his father decides to build a big house that would suit him and his size, so that he can comfortably live there with furniture made to his scale. Cody is very happy when he sees the house and tells them that now all he lacks is going out into the world to see it. His parents tell him that it is still too early for that stage. His mother brings him the burger from the restaurant he wanted to try. Cody is very happy, but when he opens the sandwich, he finds it small and not like the advertisements and pictures he has seen. His parents then tell him that restaurant food is like poison that slowly kills people, and they would never risk his life by letting him eat harmful food. That is why they brought him a healthy burger. Cody is disappointed by this, and then we see Cody spending his days alone at home, sometimes reading, sometimes exercising, sometimes watching television. One day, while he is exercising, Cody hears someone knocking and saying that they have seen him and know that he is huge and gigantic. So Cody is surprised at this and approaches the door. At that moment, the man reassures him that he will not tell anyone. He says that he now understands why the huge house that Franz and Tess suddenly built next to theirs exists. He tells Cody not to be afraid of him and introduces himself as Lalo. He mentions that he is having a party at his house that evening and will bring him some of the nice food he will prepare. Cody looks at him through the trees, pleased. Then Lalo confesses that he is not very good at cooking and his food will not be as delicious as the restaurant burgers that his father likes to eat. This surprises Cody greatly, and he realizes that his parents have been lying to him, that the burgers are natural food, not poisonous and harmful. The day of Lalo's party, Cody watches the party from among the trees, hidden. At that time, Cody thinks about living his life like any normal person and not listening to his parents anymore, who have kept him confined since he was young. Then Cody hides himself with tree leaves and slowly creeps until he reaches the party. At that moment, Felix approaches him, thinking he is a tree, but he gets terrified when he finds the tree running and moving. Felix sees Cody and is very surprised by his size. The next day, Cody sees a trending video of Felix, and when he opens it, he finds it narrates that he saw a huge young man hidden in the trees, about 4 meters tall. Later, Cody is playing sports when he hears some young people talking near his house. So, Cody goes to look at them and listens to them from behind the trees. At that moment, they see him, and among them is Felix, and they are shocked by his size. Then they offer to sit with him and get to know him. Cody invites them into the house, and they are very impressed by the sight of the house and that everything in it is huge. They sit and talk together and get to know each other. We learn that they are Felix, Jones, and Scott. At that moment, Cody tells them that he will show them how he can lift a car. When they see him do it, they are very impressed. Then they ask to leave, and Cody is upset that he will be alone again. So they convince him to go out with them and see the world. He tells them that he is afraid to face people and be seen by them, but then they encourage him, and he agrees. Cody is hesitant and scared, but he gathers his courage and tells them that he is a Virgo, and Virgos are brave and love adventure. So Cody goes out with them and gets into the car. He is amazed by the streets and everything on them. They go to a place where there is a car race. There are a lot of people present that time. Everyone looks at Cody with great surprise. Then Felix enters the race and starts driving the car around, performing stunts. That time, Cody tries to support the car with his legs and a bit with his hands. People are very impressed by Cody's abilities, which are not found in anyone else. Afterward, they leave, and Cody is very happy. At that time, his father and mother see a video of him spreading on social media, and they are shocked that he went out behind their backs and that people have now seen him and know that he is a gigantic young young man. When Cody returns home, he finds his father and mother waiting for him. His mother argues with him because of what he did. Cody tells her that he has the right to live his life and see the world. He informs them that he knows they eat normal burgers and have been depriving him of them, and that there are headphones that make the music sound loud, but they made him listen to it at a low volume with regular headphones. He tells them that he is not afraid like them of facing people. So his mother shows him a note she had been collecting with all the news about people being killed, beaten, and tortured for being giants, and that people are crazy and dangerous towards anyone different from them. Cody is shocked by what he sees, but he insists that these are normal incidents that could happen to ordinary people, not necessarily just to giants. He informs them that the people today were excited and happy seeing him, and no one was scared of him. Then his father tells him that people are nice at first, but then they change. Afterward, Cody goes with his friends, Felix, Jones, and Scott, to the burger restaurant and buys from it. At that time, people look at him with great surprise. The girl preparing his order is impressed by him, shows him that she is wearing his t-shirt that people started selling in the market after they saw him. Cody is very happy. He returns to his friends and sits eating burgers with them, very happy that he is finally trying it. But he is shocked by the taste and does not like it, telling his friends that it tastes very disgusting. Afterward, they go to a place to hang out and dance. Cody sits next to the speakers and is very happy with their sound. At that time, Felix comes and tells Cody to get up and dance, mingle with people, and try to meet a girl from those who are looking at him and are impressed by him. Then Felix calls one of the girls and introduces her to Cody, then leaves them together. Cody tells her that her dress is very pretty and talks a lot with her, but the girl apologizes to him and tells him that she does not speak English. After that, Cody gets up to dance and is very happy when suddenly the electricity goes out. Then Bear, one of Felix's friends, comes over and tells him that his huge friend caused him to fall, must apologize. Bear, those with him, start fighting with Cody and attack him, wanting to beat him, but Cody throws them onto the ground with ease, as if he were swatting a fly. At night, Franz and Tess are sitting watching the news. Tess sees a news report about her son being arrested because of a fight. At that time, the media has labeled Cody the monster of the city, so she tells her husband that they must be ready for what will happen. Her husband then goes to open a secret hideaway in the house that contains weapons. The next day, Cody goes to the burger restaurant to see Flora, the girl who works there and whom he saw looking at him and being impressed by him. Cody also has a crush on her. When Flora sees him, she is very happy. After that, Cody goes to Jones and tells her about Flora, tells her that she drew a heart on his receipt. Jones tells him that it's clear that Flora is impressed by him, but she is waiting for him to make the first move and talk to her. Cody tells her that he is shy, can't do that because he is afraid of rejection. His friends, Scott and Felix, tell him that Flora will surely reject him because he doesn't have money, as girls don't care about looks. Jones tells him not to listen to them because not all girls are only interested in money, and that the most important thing now is for him to gather his courage and go tell her about his feelings. After that, Cody goes to his parents and asks them for money. He tells them that he didn't know that life outside the house required money. His father yells at him and tells him that he will not give him his hard-earned money while he doesn't listen to them and puts his life at risk every day. After that, Cody goes with Felix to the supermarket to buy things to eat. At that time, the cashier refuses to charge Felix for the alcohol because he doesn't have an ID. Cody tells him that he is big and huge and it should be okay for him to buy the alcohol. Cashier agrees to give it to Cody. At that time, Sam Biggle enters and introduces himself to Cody. He tells him that he is a very famous sports agent and gives him his card. He informs him that he could earn a lot of money if he played sports and that he would help him become famous. At that time, the electricity goes out on them. After that, Cody goes to Flora at the restaurant and gives her all the money he has, telling her that he wants a burger with it. Cody and Flora then look at each other with love and admiration. At that moment, Cody suggests to Flora that they go out together. Flora is happy and agrees. After that, Cody sees a young man sitting in the restaurant studying, so he asks him about the book he has. The young man tells him that he is studying law and tries to convey his message that he is opposed to the death penalty because he considers it a very harsh punishment. At that moment, the electricity cuts off on them again. After that, Cody goes to his friends, Felix and Scott, and they sit together. At that moment, Cody's phone rings, and it is Sam who is calling. He tells Cody to turn on the sports channel. At that moment, the presenter is talking about banning Cody from practicing sports of all kinds because he is a giant and would be a danger to anyone. Cody is upset by what he hears, so Sam tells him that he has other things planned for him. The next day, Cody goes to Sam, who offers him to participate in advertisements for a major asphalt company. Cody agrees and starts getting ready to go to the advertisement display location. Cody stands there and does what they ask of him. People gather around him and take pictures. At that moment, Jones Jones comes and is surprised by Cody's scolding. Cody tells her that he is participating in a creative billboard. She is surprised by him and tells him that she came to talk to him about something. He tells her that they can talk on his day off. After that, a man from a sectarian group comes and tells Cody that they had been waiting for him for a long time because one of their sect had prophesied the appearance of a great giant among them and that he is the chosen one. Cody is very surprised by his words and thinks the man is crazy. The next day, Cody goes back to Flora at the restaurant. At that time, Flora gives him her number so they can talk together and get closer. At that time, his father and mother are sitting together talking about how they must prepare Cody for the destruction and bloodshed that will occur. The next day, Cody goes out with Flora and they sit talking together. They are very much in love with each other. At that time, Flora asks Cody if this was the first time he had gone out and seen the street. He tells her that the first place he sat in was the burger restaurant where she works. She tells him that there is a very nice restaurant that she must make him try now. Flora takes him to the restaurant and introduces him to the best dishes they have. They sit and eat together, and at that time, Cody tells Flora that he eats multiple times what normal people eat. Flora tells him that she loves cooking the food herself and is very good in the kitchen. Then, Flora asks him about his life and how he spent all this time locked up in the house. He tells her that he grew up alone in the house without any siblings and spent most of his time by himself. Flora tells him that he shouldn't be upset because he is a special person. Cody tells her that everyone is special in his eyes. He mentions that he noticed she is very fast. At that point, we discover that Flora has a disorder and spasms that make her much faster than any normal person. She sees anyone talking or moving in front of her as very slow. She suffered a lot in her childhood until she was able to adapt to people. At that time, Cody gets very tired from eating and returns home. Flora helps him, and at that moment, the electricity cuts off on them. The next day, Cody is at work, and his friends come to go out together. He tells them that he has a date with Flora. At the same time, Jones is with Tess, Cody's mother, because they are participating in protests against the regime. At that time, Tess tells Jones that they need a strong leader. Meanwhile, Cody is in the bathroom suffering from a rash and does not know the cause. When Cody returns home, he uses all of his father's perfume, realizing that he is going out with his girlfriend and therefore cares about his appearance. At that time, Felix arrives and starts giving him some advice on how to deal with Flora. After that, Cody meets Flora and they walk together. Then they sit down and Flora tells him that she specifically chose this place to go out because she loves it. Meanwhile, Scott is in a store that sells videotapes and games. He stops to watch a cartoon episode being shown on the television and buys Cody a toy from the cartoon characters that Cody loves. The store owner surprises him by having the banned episode of the cartoon. Scott is very surprised at that moment and asks why it was banned. The store owner tells him that it was banned by the federal police because it caused existential collapses, made people laugh uncontrollably, lose control of themselves, and temporarily lose their memory. Scott asks how he got the episode. The owner tells him that he got it from a friend whose girlfriend had recorded the episode on a videotape when it was first broadcast on television. He warns him to be careful while watching it, because when he watched it, he felt like he couldn't remember anything for a week, as if he had lost his memory. After that, while Scott is on the road, he falls off his bike and injures his stomach. He goes to the hospital and asks them for help. At that time, the nurse tells him that since he doesn't have health insurance, he should go to another hospital because they can't treat him unless he pays first. Scott tells her that he doesn't have money right now and he won't be able to reach another hospital in his condition. He tells her that this is supposed to be a hospital and they are supposed to help him. He gets very upset, so security comes and escorts him out to the bus stop where he can catch a bus to any other hospital. Scott remains sitting alone, bleeding, doesn't have a mobile phone because his phone broke when he fell. At that moment, Felix happens to pass by the street where Scott is sitting, sees him, is shocked, and comes down to help Scott get into the car. He takes him to the emergency room to save him, but Scott collapses on the ground and starts to lose consciousness until he dies. Felix goes to Jones at the party she is at and tells her what happened to Scott while he is distraught and crying. After that, Jones tells everyone at the party that Scott has died and recounts what happened at the hospital with him. She tells them that she will send them a video of what happened and asks them to spread it on all websites. After that, they draw pictures of Scott on the street walls in his memory. At that time, Felix is very sad and argues with Jones. He tells her that she is exploiting Scott's death for her demonstrations. At that time, Cody and Flora arrive and are surprised by the crowd. Cody then sees Jones and Felix, and they inform him of what happened. Cody is shocked that the hospital let Scott die just like that. Jones stands up to protest and speaks in it. She tells the people that hospitals let the poor die, and that medicine has now become a commodity from which they make money. Only the rich who have money live, while those who don't have money for treatment are thrown in the street until they die. She asks everyone not to surrender until they achieve justice for Scott and for themselves. Then the police attack the demonstrators to disperse the protests. Cody decides to participate and writes Scott's name in large letters on the wall. Suddenly, Jay, the writer dressed as a superhero, hits Cody, tries to pull him down to the ground. Just 5 days later, Cody is at his home under house arrest. We learn that it's been 5 days out of a total of 125. At that time, his mother comes to him and tells him that she and his father had warned him about what would happen when people see him. She points out that proof of her words is the fact that he is now being called the City Monster, a name everyone uses when addressing him. Cody tells her that people call him that out of love and surely they mean well. He explains that everyone treats him well and now he even has friends and a girlfriend. His mother acknowledges that the taste of freedom is sweet, but reminds him to be aware of the consequences. Later, Cody is sitting with Felix, who is still very sad about Scott's death. Cody tries to comfort him by saying that death is not a reason for depression and that life should not stop. He advises that it is natural to continue living because everyone will die eventually. Felix gets angry at his words and leaves. When Felix comes back to follow up, he finds the leader of the sectarian group at his house. The leader tells him that he and the group will stand by him until people recognize that he is the chosen one. Cody dismisses him and enters the house. At that time, France and Tess are talking together and agree that they must prepare Cody for what is to come because it will be very difficult for him. At the same time, we learn that a group of people woke up to find themselves suddenly very small. Bear is their leader. He promises them that he will find out who is responsible for what happened to them, seek revenge. He encourages them to regain their strength to fight back with all their might, assuring them that there is hope that everything will be resolved. 37 days out of 125 pass, and Cody and Flora are staying up late together watching television. Next day, they do the same thing and continue watching television. After 44 days, they are sitting reading books together. Flora is with Cody all the time and never leaves him alone. However, Cody begins to feel bored and tired of the same routine every day. He asks Flora if she will stay with him again today. She tells him that she will continue to stay with him throughout his house arrest until it is over. Cody is frustrated because he is very bored with the routine and with Flora's constant presence. One day, while Cody and Flora are watching television, they find people talking about him on the news as a monster. They say that they have many nightmares because of him, because they are afraid of him. After that, Cody sees someone who has invented a large cage intended to imprison gigantic individuals if they commit a crime. Cody is very upset and tells Flora that he is going to take a shower. Later that evening, Cody watches an astrologer to find out what the horoscope for Virgo, his sign, would be. He discovers that she says the same fortunes and motivational words for all the signs. Doesn't change anything specific for any sign. Cody is very upset because he has believed her and followed her advice for years. By day 120, Cody is watching television and sees Jones speaking at a demonstration about the justice that the people need from the government, and he watches a series made about him where he is portrayed as a villainous, exploitative, and savage character. Even the cartoons depict him in a monstrous image, which makes Cody very angry, and he starts destroying things in the house. Later, as he is leaving the house, he finds a comic magazine that has created a monstrous version of his character, which enrages him even more, and he tears up the magazine. He then goes to his parents and tells them he has decided to become the villain everyone is talking about. He acknowledges that he now understands why they were afraid for him. His parents tell him that they knew this moment would come and had been preparing for it for the past 28 years. Cody is surprised by their revelation. His father then tells him that they have fortified the house and have weapons because they knew that once people discovered his secret, they would try to destroy him until he became a villain. He needed to be ready. His father then shows him the advanced weapons he had prepared for him. The next day, Jay is sitting with his staff talking about the character of the city monster they create. He tells them that he wants them to focus and create a large propaganda campaign about this character because that is what people like. Suddenly, they are shocked when someone shoots at them and they realize it is Cody, the owner of the city monster character. Cody goes to Jones and tells her what he wants to do. She tells him that by doing so, he is proving to people that he is a monster and his character is monstrous. He tells her that he wants her to join him in a major robbery. Jones refuses and tells him that she wants to achieve justice. She asks how she can ask people to steal and destroy. Cody tells her that the money would be distributed to all the needy, and that is his idea of justice. Jones tells him that she cannot do it and is not convinced by the idea. Afterward, Jay meets his assistant, Edwin, and asks him why he's dressed so sharply and about the suit he's wearing. Edwin tells him that he's going to propose to his girlfriend, Sasha. Then Jay shows him the bomb placed in his fridge and asks him to disarm it. At the same time, Cody is sitting with Flora, Felix, Bear, and others whose sizes have been reduced. He tells them that they must join hands to achieve justice for themselves and for the people, and that what is right doesn't always have to be legal. They must fight against the hero persona that Jay has adopted. Bear tells him that there are 10 people benefiting from his and the others size reduction and that they want revenge. Cody tells them that they each have unique advantages. He is a giant, Bear is very small, Flora is very fast, and Felix is good at driving and stunts. He informs them that their first target is the power station because it is the most critical part of the mission. Without the regulator they've placed at the station, the electricity would not cut out again and would be free for everyone. Then Cody assigns them their tasks. He tells Flora that she will break into the security room and he will follow her with the destruction device his father made to destroy the regulator. He shows them the banned cartoon episode that Scott got before he died from a video game and tape store owner. He asks Bear and those with him to play it for the security personnel because the episode was banned from airing as it paralyzes viewers and causes them to temporarily lose their memory. Then Tess comes in and gives them special outfits she made for the mission. Afterward, Jay, dressed as a hero, goes to Damien, a drug dealer who has killed his rivals and is sentenced to death to carry out the execution himself. Later, Flora is sitting with Cody and asks him why he has changed and about all these ideas and plans. Cody tells her that she doesn't need to know everything he thinks about. Flora is surprised by his response and tells him that she loves him and that they should know everything about each other, share their thoughts and opinions because that is the foundation of a successful relationship. Meanwhile, Edwin is sitting with Sasha talking, and she tells him that she doesn't like him continuing to work with Jay. Edwin tells her that Jay is trying to achieve justice, but Sasha says that Jay treats him like a puppet, only moving him to execute his orders. At that time, Jay is upset with his mother because she entered his room. She tells him that she's locked up and he's preventing her from holding parties. She lets him know that she wants to throw a party, but he tells her that it's not possible for anyone to be invited or come close to her. So his mother asks him why he is always angry and hates people, despite the fact that he has achieved everything he dreamed of and became the hero of his superhero stories. He gets annoyed with her because he feels that she is mocking him. Then his mother hugs him, comforts him, and tells him that she loves him and what he does, because people always need a hero. However, she is puzzled by his adherence to rules and his need to be a hero since his family is powerful and the law serves them. So he bids her farewell, saying later, and leaves. Afterwards, he meets Edwin, who brings him a gift, a figurine of an artistic assembly of characters from his stories, colored guns, and papers from the stories. At that time, Jay asks Edwin about his appointment with Sasha, so Edwin tells him that he left her because she wasn't right for him. Then Jay says that sometimes a person has to be evil even if against their will. Edwin is surprised by his words and feels tense. After that, Jay walks away and suddenly a masked person attacks him and fights him with a sword. Jay and the masked person duel until Jay manages to defeat the masked individual. When Jay goes to remove the mask, we discover it is Sasha, and we then learn that she had agreed with Jay to try to kill him as a test in case an enemy attacked him. Meanwhile, Cody is preparing to execute his plan, and at that time, Jones sends him a message asking him to reconsider what he is doing, but Cody is determined to carry out his plan. Afterwards, the news talks about a terrorist attack that occurred at the power station and the organization was destroyed. The police are still searching for the perpetrators. At that time, the police at the power station are investigating the matter and find the security personnel stunned and sitting quietly. One of the policemen sees footprints of huge feet and notices that there was a video playing which the security personnel were watching, so they play it and watch it themselves. And then the same thing that happened to the security personnel happens to them. When Cody returns home, he finds his father welcoming him and singing in celebration of his success in the mission. His mother congratulates him on his success and tells him she is proud of him. At that time, Felix argues with Bear and those with him because they spoiled his car and destroyed it. So Cody tries to calm Felix down, but Felix is very upset, tells Cody that he doesn't care about anything that happened as long as his plan went smoothly and succeeded. Felix then tells Cody that he is a selfish person, and at that moment, Flora tries to calm them both down, but Cody tells her that she should be on his side because she is his girlfriend, so she tells him that she will stand with those whose opinions and words are right. This greatly infuriates Cody, and he tells them that he is not arrogant, that his plan was fundamentally about helping people. He asks them to stop arguing right now and to celebrate their success, and that now every house has electricity. He asks them to distribute the papers he printed to the people to convey the truth, but suddenly the electricity cuts out, shocking everyone. When the surveillance devices come back on, they emit loud beeps and send warning signals to Francis and Tess. At that time, they discover that someone outside the house is trying to attack them. So Felix tells them that it must definitely be Jay, the hero. Francis reassures them and tells them that he has built a secret bunker underground. Felix goes down to the bunker, and Francis tells him that he will walk in the bunker until he finds himself in the middle of the city. Felix is very surprised that Francis has made a secret bunker and passage. At that time, Flora tells Cody that she won't leave and go anywhere and leave him alone, but Cody tells her that she must go with Felix and help him because her speed is considered an important strength that Felix will need. So Flora goes down with Felix, and at that time, Cody's father tells him that all this happened because of his plan. Cody tells him that he wanted to be brave and fight, and tells all people that they can fight, and that the meaning of them being able to repair the organizer this quickly is that they have incredible power that is difficult for anyone to stand against. His mother tells him to calm down and stop talking so that they can figure out a solution and find a way to deal with it. Cody gets angry at her and tells her that now she is thinking about how to act when they have been hiding for 20 years. Now they come to blame him for his help, theorize about it, and make him out to be wrong and the reason for what has happened. So his father tells him that he spent 20 years making weapons and surveillance devices. Cody tells him that neither the weapons nor the devices are working and they are failures. His father tells him that he made these weapons with precision. Cody responds to him saying that he was wrong not to listen to Jones because she was the only one who warned him, was worried about him. So his mother tells him if he thinks that Jones is the only right one and the only one who was worried about him, he should go down to her right now. And Cody goes to Jones and tells her that she was right and that he needs her help. She tells him that she knew that the robbery and destruction of the organizer wouldn't solve anything. Cody tells her that he thought he would be able to inspire people and help them. Suddenly, Jones sees Jay, the hero, attacking them. But then Tess arrives in the car and tells them to quickly hide and run away. At that moment, Jones enters the house to hide. The leader of the sectarian group arrives and tells Cody to come with him and that he will help him. Cody hesitates but follows him. However, Cody then discovers that it was a trap and he finds himself locked up and handcuffed in a strange place. The sect leader comes and tells Cody that the chosen person must sacrifice one of his eyes. At that moment, Cody is very scared and calls for help from anyone. The whole group gathers around him, but then Cody manages to break the cage he was locked in and escapes from them. At that time, the hero, Jay, approaches Cody. So Cody grabs him by his legs and knocks him to the ground. Cody continues to drag him on the ground. Jay pleads with him to let him go and not to kill him, insisting that he is a good person and not a murderer. Jay keeps apologizing to Cody and tells him that he was wrong and that he just wanted the world to see him defeating the giant villain. Jay then tries to convince Cody that they should form a duo and be strong together and achieve justice. At that moment, Cody calms down and tells Jay that he has long wanted to work together and be partners and that he does not like fights and wars. Then Jay completely calms him down and prepares a trap for him. He makes his device restrain Cody with iron chains. Jay attacks Cody and keeps hitting him with the stick he has with all his strength. At that time, Jones comes to Cody and promises him that she will help and rescue him. So Cody tells her to show Jay her power. Jones decides to go to Jay and talk to him. She then discovers that her power is to control the mind and thoughts, making any person see the hidden truths and convincing them to change their mind. She does this with Jay, then stands shocked and silent. He goes to free Cody and leaves. At that time, Cody opens his shirt and the rash he had turns into a strange shape and his body transforms into something strange.